In the first 2 seasons of Ghost, we thought of Kane as someone who caused a lot of confusion, used force without thinking, and couldn't stop thinking about one thing. But in the 3rd season, we saw Kane change in a way that made him more interesting and complicated. The different sides of Kane that we saw in this season make him possibly one of the most fascinating characters and someone fans really like in the Power universe. The people who wrote the story made Kane seem more like a regular person as he became the leader of the Tejada group, started valuing his family more, and even started having feelings for Effie. But like always in this game, being disloyal, not telling the truth, and trying to control others often decide what you do next. In simpler words, what others do can start a dangerous chain reaction. People's loyalties will change, and groups they join will also change. Even though Tarek St. Patrick is the main person in Power Book 2, Ghost, Kane is another character who is caught in this disloyalty from Drew and Diana. This video will talk about how Kane Tejada changes, but it will also talk about what might happen to his character next. In Season 4, where the main theme is revenge, what will Kane do after Drew and Diana plan to kill Monet? What will happen with his relationship with Effie and also with Braid and Weston? Also, we need to consider the battle for control between him and Drew. There's a lot of history that we should look at to understand Kane's character better in Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4. Kane used to be all about using strength without thinking, but he changed into the strong arm for the Tejada group. But as time went by and his character developed, he became more ambitious. He desired a bigger role in the Tejada group, not just as a strong force, but as someone who earned respect through more than just intimidation. However, Monet had different ideas when Tarek St. Patrick became a part of their world, pushing Kane aside. Because of this, Kane had to start making his own way, seeking guidance and learning from Mecha. Mecha guiding and teaching Kane is where we really notice this change in Kane's character. In Season 3, we started to see this transformation. His character became more like a real person, with Woody McClain saying, "I think Brett Mahoney came into Season 3. We're just really making Kane a human being, by making Kane have these feelings for Effie and making him go through all these different emotions that we've never seen him showcase before. That was super important." In Season 3, his character shifted from being someone who was overly focused and acting without thinking to someone who was more in control and thought things through. He started to consider the results of his actions, as well as what his family did. For example, deciding to start a conflict with the Russians without strong evidence shortly after Lorenzo's death was a bad decision. Interestingly, there was a change in his behavior compared to Drew. Instead of reacting quickly and then thinking, he became someone who thought first before taking action. However, it did take him some time to understand Lorenzo's point of view. Developing a bond with Lorenzo became really important for Kane's development and change. At first, their relationship was full of disagreements and different views, but the turning point was a heart-to-heart conversation between father and son, which shifted Kane's way of seeing things. During this talk, Kane learned that Lorenzo always put his family first, always aiming to protect them. He even nearly sacrificed himself to save his son. This conversation made Kane see things differently. It helped him understand the bigger picture, recognizing not only Lorenzo's significance, but also the importance of family and having someone who supports you. He came to understand how crucial it is for the Tejada organization to work together, unlike before when Kane seemed to focus on his own gains. The conversation and realization changed his way of thinking. After Lorenzo's passing, Kane shifted towards prioritizing his family's well-being. His character became more relatable as he developed feelings for Effie. However, I'll delve into this aspect more later because, even though it added complexity to his character, I also believe it revealed a vulnerability in him. As Season 3 progressed, he started connecting the dots and realized that Monet was responsible for his father's death. This discovery deeply affected him. Sometimes, not saying anything can express a lot, and this was one of those moments when Kane Tejada's silence said a great deal. And now, facing betrayal from Drew and Diana, he will face challenges like never before. His connection with Effie took a different direction when he started to admire Effie more. This happened after he learned that Effie was involved in dealing with Lauren, or at least it seemed that way. He began to respect her actions, from preventing her from harming their group to promoting her product and even supporting her college expenses. However, there's an issue with their relationship. Despite her actions, Effie still had feelings for Tarek and cared about him. This became clear when she questioned Davis, and her expression revealed a lot. Although, in my opinion, Effie didn't have any obligations to Tarek, and he should have expected this situation, especially considering Effie's actions like pushing him away at Choate and attempting to harm Lauren. But that's a separate matter. Effie was deeply hurt by Tarek, and she ended up feeling very weak and exposed. Kane was conveniently there to support her during this difficult time. Now, the reason I think this reveals a weakness in Kane's defenses is because he's not fully understanding how much of a danger Effie poses. In contrast, Tarek knows Effie's true nature and what she can do. To put it simply, Effie won't stay faithful to Kane or the Tejada group, and Kane will unfortunately have to learn this lesson through tough experiences. Effie was definitely a significant threat, even though she wasn't planning to reveal secrets. Monet understood that they couldn't take that risk, so she acted to remove Effie from the situation. Kane Kane, however, warned Effie, not realizing that if she spoke, they could all be in danger. Law enforcement hoped Effie would expose the entire network, which was crucial for their case. Even though she didn't, the fact remains that Effie's loyalty is only to herself, and she can't be relied upon. In the future, it's possible that Effie and Kane might become very close due to shared experiences. They could bond over their past ordeals, strengthening their connection. However, I see potential heartbreak for Kane in this scenario. I believe there will come a time when Kane will feel the same way Tarek felt on multiple occasions, facing heartbreak and disappointment. It's only at that point that Kane will likely start to truly understand Effie's true nature. We can only base our understanding on her past actions and history. So, it's probable that Monet will have to provide support once again and be there for Kane, just like she was in the past during crucial moments. The betrayal by Durandana is going to significantly impact Kane's decisions in Season 4. This is why I believed it was crucial to establish the groundwork for his growth, including his conversation with Lorenzo and how Lorenzo's passing changed Kane's perspective to prioritize family first. When it comes to Drew and Diana, Kane has a clear understanding of who they are and what they're involved in. They're drug dealers. However, Drew and Diana had different aspirations. They aim to create their own path separate from the drug trade and Monet's influence. In Season 4, it's not a matter of whether Kane discovers their intentions, but rather when he does and how he responds. Kane has consistently shown an ability to uncover the truth throughout the first 3 seasons. He initially exposed Mecca for being an informant, identified Celine March Freeman as a fake identity, revealed Lorenzo's involvement in Zeke's death, and realized Monet was responsible for Lorenzo's murder. He has a talent for cutting through deception and seeing past people's facades. The discussion about who shot Monet is far from over. When Monet regains consciousness, her immediate concern will be to find out who attacked her. Even if she initially suspects the involvement of the 3 St. Patrick family members, she will undoubtedly conduct a thorough investigation. It's important to remember that her house is equipped with surveillance cameras that cover the surrounding area. As Kane once mentioned, the Tejada family is diligent in their actions. Therefore, it's likely that at some point, Monet and Kane will collaborate to uncover the truth. Considering the theme of revenge in Season 4, the next steps for Monet and Kane become intriguing. It's possible that one of the siblings, Drew or Diana, will have to face the consequences of their actions and potentially be held accountable. With the focus on revenge in the upcoming season, Drew and Diana will likely find themselves deeply entangled in the unfolding events. The ongoing power struggle between Kane and Drew is expected to carry on into Season 4. Drew has displayed a certain unpredictability, and as they themselves acknowledge, if Monet could order a hit on Lorenzo, she could do the same to them. This notion becomes harder to doubt, especially after the recent events involving Lorenzo. Once Monet discovers the truth, the situation will likely become critical for one of them. The question arises, could Kane take decisive action? While he hesitated to act against Lorenzo, this scenario is distinct. When Monet and Kane learn about Drew and Diana's involvement, it might indeed lead to a significant shift in their perspective on the ongoing conflict. The revelation of Drew and Diana's actions could potentially change the dynamics of the war and cause Monet and Kane to reassess their positions. The upcoming developments promise a gripping narrative as the story unfolds in Season 4. It's true that the division in this situation emerged because of Drew and Diana's decision to stick with the original plan and point the blame at Tarek for the attack on Monet. This dynamic could potentially lead to an unexpected scenario where Kane, Tarek, and Monet might come together in the future. As we've seen in Season 3 of Power Book 2, Ghost, the show is known for its dramatic twists and turns. A single scene, a conversation, or a hidden truth can completely reshape the storyline. This element of unpredictability adds excitement to this particular narrative. Anticipating a major twist is reasonable, and it seems that you're asking the right questions about the possible moves and decisions of characters like Kane and Monet in the upcoming developments. The upcoming twists and turns are something to look forward to in the storyline, regardless of the developments in that particular storyline. The debt owed by the Westerns to the Tejadas remains unresolved, and this subplot is likely to continue into Season 4. Braden's decision to advise his family to leave New York indicates his awareness of the potential consequences from the Tejadas and Kane's actions. This conflict between Kane and Braden is only beginning and will likely be a prominent aspect of the narrative. Throughout the past 3 seasons, Kane has been taunting Braden in various ways, belittling him and using him against Tarek. However, both Kane and Braden have undergone significant transformations during Season 3. Braden experienced personal growth, including his first kill and the warehouse incident where he saved Tarek. As a result, Braden is becoming a different challenge for Kane, especially considering his mentorship by Kane in the 2nd season. Braden's strategic move to cut the lights at the warehouse, mirroring Kane's actions in previous seasons, demonstrates his evolution. Despite this, it's unlikely that Kane will be intimidated by Braden. The tension and conflict between the two characters promise to bring intense drama and intrigue to the unfolding events of Season 4. Kane, who has grown up in the streets and has been immersed in the criminal world from a young age, has a vastly different background compared to Braden, whose upbringing has been the opposite. Despite this, Brayden is undergoing his own personal transformation, and it's likely that these two characters will clash in the future. As the Westerns face ongoing threats from Kane and the Tejadas, Brayden will need to step up as their protector. The evolving dynamics between Kane and the Westerns add layers of complexity to his character and relationships with the Tejadas, Effie, and Brayden. Although Kane faced a setback in the finale, he remains a significant figure in the Ghost storyline. Your comments and thoughts about Kane's potential next moves are welcome below. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to our next interaction.